I've just spent the week in Bali for the Capital Club 2024 Mastermind with high-performing digital entrepreneurs, and this is what I learned. One of the most common things I noticed when I was in Bali was the age of the people attending. A lot of people there were young digital entrepreneurs from all different parts of the globe, but they all had a few things in common, and I'm going to break down those things in this video. One of the first things I noticed was they all had an insatiable appetite to work on themselves, to improve themselves, to get out of their circumstances. Some of these people were 16 years old, some were 18 years old, some were in their early 20s. They all had successful businesses, whether it's in the e-commerce space, the ad agency space, the software business, the trading business, cryptocurrency. They came from different industries, but they all had a common theme: the thirst for knowledge, a thirst for understanding. In a Western environment, a lot of people have the same problems. They're caught in their circumstances. They have a lot of obligations. They meet obligations to people, family, friends, co-workers. You'll attend somebody's birthday, you'll be at the wedding, go to the engagement, meet for work drinks on a Friday. When I was at Capital Club in Bali, I noticed something. A lot of the people there did not have these same obligations. They chose not to meet the obligations which were not conducive to taking them to a place they were trying to get to. If it wasn't conducive with their growth, if it wasn't conducive with their transformation, then it didn't get done. It wasn't prioritized. And what that does is that cleared the landscape for them, and that gave them an environment that allowed them to focus on a handful of key tasks. One of the things they did very well was that they cleared the landscape, and it enabled them to focus on a handful of things: their business, their health, and their mindset. They spent time working out. They spent time working on their physical health. They went to the gym. They trained martial arts. They focused on prioritizing their physical health and well-being. Why? So this had them in an optimized state, so they could perform at a high level. Memory improves, cognitive ability improves, focus improves. They worked on themselves. They also worked on their wealth. So a lot of these people, yes, they had a very good business model, but they had other businesses. They had other investments. They used some of their primary income stream to cash flow and bankroll some of their other investments so that they can grow their footprint, so they can grow their net worth. Their focal point wasn't just on one income stream, it was on multiple. Something else I noticed while I was in Bali was some of these people, they had very interesting businesses. A lot of them were digital based. Some of these people, although they're very young, realize that if you do not derive a significant percentage of your income from something that comes from the internet, you're going backwards. We live in a digital age. We are living in a digital economy. There has never been an opportunity in history to generate as much revenue from the internet as there is right now. So why do most people not tap into that? A lot of the time it's because of the environment that you grew up in. If you're born in the 90s or even in the early 2000s, you grew up on the cusp and the introduction of how powerful the internet can be for business. But that can also mean you've picked up some bad habits along the way. Maybe you've picked up some habits that came from your parents, such as you need to go to university, you need to get a degree in order to get ahead in your life. This is not the case. A lot of the people I met in Bali at the Capital Club event did not go to university. They did not have any qualifications, yet they were earning 7 figures a year, 8 figures a year, doing 6 figures a month, traveling all over the world, not tied to a certain location, having time and location freedom with a very lucrative and scalable business. So what's the difference, right? These people grew up in an environment that did not push them to go and study, did not push them to go and get a qualification. And without that qualification, they would never amount to anything. That's not the case anymore. But a lot of the time in Western society, depending on when you were born, if you've been brought up with that narrative is ingrained in your mind. So in them doing this and then focusing on not necessarily getting a traditional qualification, it enables them to focus on building and scaling their online business. Building and scaling their online business doesn't have to just be Shopify, e-commerce. There's software businesses, there's e-commerce businesses, there's dropshipping businesses, there is trading businesses. There's so many different opportunities. I met a lot of different people in a lot of different businesses, and they were all very successful in their individual businesses, right? One of the other things they focused on was their mindset. They focused on removing all of the things that were distracting them, and they focused on dialing in on their business, how to scale their business. One of the ways they did that was through the power of something which I'm a big advocate of, and that is the power of networking, right? It was expensive to attend the Capital Club event. It was $15,000, right, to go there. But what does that do? That opens up the door for you to have inspiring conversations. It opens up the door for you to mix with like-minded individuals and to get into a room with people that are actually moving the needle. If your social circle and your friendship group is not making you feel uncomfortable because of what they're doing, what they're accomplishing, how much they're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, then you're in the wrong social circle. The social circle that you're in has you trapped. It has you comfortable. It has you caught in the safe and the familiar. And that is not conducive to growing. That's not conducive to taking you where you need to go. Why? Because you're surrounded by people that are doing less than you. So why would you want to push yourself if you're already the best in the group? You do not want to be the best in the group. If you're the best in your group, you're in the wrong group. This is one of the key things I noticed at the Capital Club event in Bali, was that everybody there was moving the needle. Everybody there was doing their own inspiring things, and it was motivating. It was inspiring. It was thought-provoking to be surrounded by people such as, I met an 18-year-old kid there who was doing 5 million a month on e-commerce. He's 18 years old. I met him 2 years ago for the first time at another conference when he was 16. He was doing 500 grand a month and he was still at school. Now he's 18 and he's 10x'd his revenue. He's doing $5 million a month in e-commerce. That's his niche. What is he doing? He's pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Now, e-commerce isn't my niche, and that's okay. But what that does is it pushes me. It plants a seed inside of me that, okay, well, what can I do? How can I optimize? Where can I improve? How can I make tweaks within my own business? Because this person, when I was 18 years old, is doing a hell of a lot more than I was doing at that age. Can I learn from this person? Can I seek any guidance or wisdom or insight or new levels of understanding or awareness from mixing with this person? This is the power of networking, and why the guests at the Capital Club event invest in their networking. It puts you in an environment that's inspiring. It puts you in an environment that is conducive towards your growth and transformation. Now, this might be controversial, but I'm going to say it anyway. When I was at the Capital Club Bali Mastermind, I noticed something. Some of the most successful people in the room all had their partners, their significant other. There were a lot of successful people there that were single, and that's fine. But the really successful people in the room, the big heavy hitters, they were all there with their partners. So what does this tell you? It tells you that the right relationship, the right partner will inspire you, encourage you, uplift you. It will bring you together as a collective consciousness, and this will catapult you towards growth and transformation. This is an underrated hack because not everybody wants to focus on the partner because people think they can do everything on their own. Doing everything on your own is difficult. It's a lonely journey. It's hard to overcome things when you're on your own. With the right partner, with the right person in your corner, that person will enable you. That person will push you further. That person will open you up to new levels of awareness. Now, this isn't very well promoted within the personal development industry, but this was one of the key insights from me attending the Capital Club event. These people had their partners there. Their partners had their own businesses, but they also complemented the attendees' businesses. This creates an environment where you can flourish, blossom together, go further together, and fine-tune parts of your business together. So to summarize my 3 biggest takeaways from the Capital Club Bali 2024 Mastermind, number 1 was to clear out your distractions, to remove all of the things that are in the way, the little things pulling at you day to day, grabbing your attention and putting it on all the wrong things. Move your distractions out of the way. Focus on 2 to 3 big things that are actually going to move the needle in your business. Focus on them with intention and you'll get a lot of success and you'll get a lot of momentum off the back of just clearing out all of the stuff that doesn't need to be there. Number 2, once you figure out who you are as an individual, you'll start to attract the right partner. When you get the right partner, lean in on that partner and work together to grow your business, and this will catapult you towards success. And number 3, stretch the limits of what you believe is possible. There are 18-year-olds right now in the world earning $5 to $10 million a month on the internet. What's your fucking excuse? You don't have an excuse. Whatever you've got in the way, the story you're telling yourself about why you can't move the needle, why you can't push the boundaries and stretch the capabilities of what's possible. Throw that shit in the bin, get out of your own way, focus on a handful of key things, cut the distraction, and stretch the limits of what you believe is possible. And this is how you'll really get ahead.